21 minutes away from 8 o'clock on this Thursday morning. There are no plans, as far as we know, for another special legislative session down in Austin. So maybe the Texas Tribune's Alana Rocha can plan on a couple of days off. Well deserved, you told the boss, right?
Yeah. Well, getting home to Florida to see the family, but there's never a dull moment in Texas politics. We know that.
Right. There's always something going on in Austin. Let's talk about some of the things that are happening this week. Just yesterday, a federal judge, again striking down the voter ID law. This is one that the legislature modified and thought they had gone along with what the courts told them to do.
Right. This is kind of the latest in a 6-year legal saga since the legislature back in 2011 passed this voter ID law, which is called the strictest in the nation because of the limited number of IDs that are accepted at the polls. To give a little bit of, refresher, last year the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals said that the law disproportionately impacted minority voters. Then in April, a judge doubled down and said that when the legislature passed this, they intentionally discriminated. Well, this past legislature in the 85th tried to scramble and pass a law, Senate Bill 5, to kind of come up with a legislative solution that mirrored the rules and regulations that we had to vote under in November, which was a relaxed voter ID law, where you could, if you didn't have an ID, you showed a utility bill, signed an affidavit, and could cast your ballot. Well, the judge just yesterday, her ruling was twofold in that it didn't solve anything because it didn't expand the list of IDs, and that it also didn't absolve the state of the fact that it intentionally discriminated.
Also, the University of Texas, Texas A&M, very different takes on what to do with Confederate monuments. One packing them up and moving them. The other, as far as we know, will let it stay.
Yeah, A&M has said that the statue of Sol Ross, former, he's a past campus president, former governor, also a Confederate general, that his statue will stay put. This also comes amidst the fact that A&M did decide to cancel a white nationalist rally set to happen next month. And just yesterday, the Board of Regents rubber stamped that decision essentially by unanimously passing a resolution saying that the First Amendment doesn't protect against, doesn't mean that they have to allow violence. And, after what we saw in Charlottesville and the fact that, the person behind this would-be rally in September said, today Charlottesville, tomorrow A&M, alluded to the fact that it could get violent. And, again, Board of Regents said, we agree with you.
Very, very briefly, we know about the police shortage in Dallas having a lot to do with the pension program and pay. It's a similar situation in Houston. The question is whether those cities can afford to do anything about it.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's kind of part of a nationwide disinterest in becoming a cop, and that coupled with the fact that you have failing pension plans, low pay, and things like that, it's a real dilemma right now. And our Crime and Courts reporter, Jolene McCullough, has a long write-up on TexasTribune.org this morning, breaking it all down. And
we have a link to your reporting and her reporting on Texas Tribune. Alana, as always, thanks very much.